Hey guys, today we're back with another Relume build, and today we're going to be building a pretty quick landing page and using some of course, Relume's new methods here in 2024. Now, this is going to be an ongoing project. If you followed along recently on Twitter and some other places, you'll know that we are building a coffee shop and, of course, doing a lot of Webflow branding and stuff in the back end. Now, stay tuned for this project because later on, we're going to be doing some web app content as well. So, something that you'll want to learn on how to up your Webflow game using Wiz, Xano, Stripe, and so on to improve your Webflow development and up your skill and value as a creator. So today we're going to be jumping into Figma and Webflow, and I designed a quick landing page. We're going to move it over to a Webflow here, and so we're going to follow along using Relume because I have some older Relume tutorials that are going to be outdated. So let's kind of go over real quickly what we're going to be developing. So I'm going to move this one over. We're not going to do this one. Now, this is just something real quickly that we put together. So we have our hero section. We did some photography, did a quick shoot with the drinks and stuff that we want to do. We're going to be doing a Valentine's Day delivery with some packages. Here, what I'm thinking about doing is kind of having this red and then animate white as we're scrolling in. And then we have the section here with the flowers, unwrap romance, some quick steps, like letting them know how easy it is for them to place an order and surprise their loved one. A quick little banner here, limited quantities available, act now to avoid heartbreak. And then coming into just the 3 products that we're going to offer, just the 3 different packages, again, keeping it simple. So simplicity is key. Complexity is something we want to avoid when it comes to business processes, right? So we kind of have 3 main packages here. 1, we're reducing the complexity of choice on the consumer, and 2, reducing the complexity on our end what it takes to ship something like this. So we have our strawberry horchata, strawberry mocha iced latte, and then a masapan iced latte. So a little bit more, some 2 more Hispanic oriented drinks. We're here in South Texas, so people love that stuff. Pretty good drinks, by the way. And then we have a call to action right here. So our order now. Now I didn't develop a footer because we do have one currently, but this is what we're kind of looking at here. So we're going to do the first 10 orders are going to be free, or not free, sorry. The first 10 orders are going to be discounted, so $5 off. And then everyone after that's getting a full rate of $10. Now, what we're going to be doing is working with Webflow Ecommerce and kind of shipping this. So I'm kind of showing you a little bit on how we'll go ahead and push Webflow Ecommerce to its limits here and how we're going to work it to our benefit. So first thing we're going to want to do is actually go to our products here. And we're going to go ahead and do a new product. We're going to do a physical product here is fine. I do have a little bit of content here that we'll want to go ahead and use for our descriptions. By the way, Jasper has really upped their level in terms of AI content creation, writing, and that's doing some pretty exciting stuff. And so I do have a couple of descriptions here for each one of our drinks. So our strawberry mocha latte, lusciously, so it's going to be chilled, not 100 chilled. Paired with tangy seeds of strawberries. Cool, yeah. So that is going to be our product description here. So right now we're going to do strawberry mocha iced latte. Okay. Our description is going to be our product description here. It's going to be coffee and latte and espresso. Okay. Let's see here. Cool. Now we do have our main image here, and so I do have our WebP images. I do not like how custom files. It's really hard for me to see which images that we're going to want to go ahead and use here. Icons, there we go. Cool. Now the mocha is going to be right here somewhere. So these are JPEGs. We got our WebP images. So we just had to go ahead and use. That's pouring it in. That one was actually a pretty nice image, and I think one that we wanted to keep. So we're pouring the strawberry in there with our shoot. Okay, price. So what we're going to do is $20 and compare at 25. Decide to do that. Food, groceries, fine. Track inventory. We're going to do, actually, I'm going to say no for now. Shipping requires address method. Yes. I don't think I need, we're going to do, just do 1 or 16 ounces here. Let's see. Okay, so I know I've set up pre-orders in the past, and I'm going to probably not really work it this way. And I do have this here for that reason. But mainly because we are, let's do a coffee order. It's fine. Temperature, ice, type, espresso based. Cool. Mainly because I do have this for a different type of product. So I'm going to kind of ignore what I did there, an option set. So what we're going to go ahead and do is add milk option. So what we want to go ahead and do is do regular, almond, oat, cocoa nuts, cuckoo nuts. Cool. And then we're going to go ahead and do done. All right, and then we have our 3 different SKUs here made. So we're going to go ahead and hit create of this product here. And then I'm going to do new product. And then we're going to go ahead and do, also actually I need to do something. So exit without saving, because this is going to be on our landing page with only these 3 products. We actually need to go to our product settings, and we need to add a new field. And I'm just going to do a toggle switch here. Switch, and we're going to do special. Okay. Use for limited items. I put this down here. Let's drag this up to custom fields. Cool. And save that collection. Now let's go back, and then we do want to track and label this special there. Okay. So we have 1. Now we just go ahead and set up our other ones here. Okay, so essentially now we added all of our products in here. Just kind of skipped over the boring part and having you watch me add all the products. And here's just what the template looks like. Nothing too crazy. Just have our what's included. And what I did is I set this div to be only when a special is on. So that's dynamic. And yeah, I just kept it real simple for that. And this is just the add to cart page. Now what we need to do is actually make a page here. So you can create a new page, and we'll do Valentine Day. So we'll do that, Valentine's Day. All right. So now what we're going to do is work on our structure here. Now what we can do is grab our Relume, Client-First structure. So the page structure, copy that, boom. Oop, it looks like I have some issues with the app here. Okay, I did that for speed there, but now we have, I think it's global styles components. Perfect. All right, so now we need to add in our nav bar. Again, pretty easy. There's our new nav bar here. Boom. Got our main wrapper. Go back to our page wrapper again, and then add our footer. So we want to make sure we have our footer outside of the main wrapper. So it's going to be inside the page wrapper, footer and nav bar both. Let's see here. I think we have, yeah, I have a different temporary footer for now that we're going to go ahead and continue to use. So we'll use that one in place. Actually, yeah, we'll keep these 2. Okay, so now we have our content, and so we're going to have the rest of the structure in here. And see how this all falls into place. So first, we're going to grab our header. Thankfully, Relume does provide some pretty slick ones here that we can go ahead and do. I'm not going to use this section for now. What I'm going to go ahead and do is use Relume's new tool here to go ahead and have my header. So in Figma here, I have header 113. Okay, and I probably don't need header 113 just because of how I ended up modifying it. But I'll take it anyways, just to keep it simple. Let's see here. Header 113. Perfect. So now that I have my main wrapper selected, I'm going to go ahead and paste that in. These are synced. Cool. So I'm going to move this up. I'm going to delete this section. Actually, I'll probably keep it for now because of how I decided to do that content. So here, what we're going to go ahead and do is I'm actually going to get rid of this piece of content here. Now, this is a grid, and I'm not going to need the grid after all. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is just make this a flex box for now. I'm going to take this content, header content left. It's already a custom class, so I can actually give this a max width. And I think I have it on 940 pixels, but with 940 divided by 16 rem, and that is going to be our content here. And again, we do have our heading 1 as our H1, but I am going to have a custom class for this because I do have it larger. Part of this is I am implementing some new design and branding, so things will be slowly transitioning. So this needs to kind of go live, well, really soon. So I will have to have a little bit of custom classes for some of this. But this page, what we're going to go ahead and do is have our custom text here. So essentially what I want to do is, I believe I might have one already. Let's see, display, heading display. Okay, so this is all caps. Let me think here. I do like the all caps, but I know I designed it this way, so I'm going to go ahead and continue this way. So my type here, I can put this in dev mode actually, is going to be 700 font weight, 5.75 rem for the font size. Okay. So instead, what I'm going to go ahead and do is, for now, I'm going to go ahead and do heading. Let's see here. Heading style H1. Okay. And then I'm going to do actually the combo of is display. This probably isn't client first recommended, but I'm just doing a combo for now because later on I'm going to end up removing all these classes and then redefining my style structure. And so this one is going to be 5.75 rem, which rem's already there. Perfect. Line height is probably going to be more like 1.1. Yep, get that. Let's see how this looks compared to the design. Yeah, perfect. I have that set up here. This div is width of 52 rem here. Let's see what this structure is. 58. That's good enough. Okay, so we want to make sure that's matching here. So I'm going to say 52.5 rem. Cool. Now we have this part here. So you'll notice that my buttons look a little different. And while Relume does have some of these buttons, what I actually like to do when it comes to a custom button, because the one I've already developed actually has some custom animations on it, is I make those a component. Now, actually, I did a little video with something similar to this on Fluxes, so you are more than welcome to check that out there. But I do like putting my components here in the, or I like making a lot of these custom buttons components because then I don't have to try to restyle them, re-add animations and so on. So I'm going to say order now, I think is what I had it at. And we'll get rid of this button. And this guy should be his alternate. Perfect. Yeah. This one should be more. All right. So this is just kind of how the button looks. So just a little animation, slides in, real neat. Now the next thing we're going to have is a background image. So this one is already set. I'm going to replace this image. And here's the only, or there's probably two that we'll go ahead and upload. And so really what I end up needing to do is actually make, need to prep an asset for that one. I forgot I didn't. I do have the original ones that are larger, but what I'll do is I like to use, for something just quick, I actually like to use Affinity Photo to go ahead and make my my WebP assets, or kind of shrink the files. I know there are probably some stuff online, but it's kind of hard for me to find a consistent one. So this is kind of what I'm using just for like one-off images. If you have a bulk, you probably want to use an online tool. Okay, so real quick, what we're going to go ahead and do is upload our assets. This one is named Hero. Great, got that one. This one is currently 204 kilobytes, so not the largest image in the world. So we'll have our background image here. And then we will place this like so. All right, there we go. So now that we have our hero design, we're going to go ahead and go through the rest of the site here. So I kind of have this as one whole section here, and it currently says layout 206, but I'm not really using any of that, so I'm probably going to go ahead and make my own. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is use this one that's empty here, and right now we're going to do section. I'm going to do intro. Oh, Valentine. Intro. Okay, just how about that? Yeah, container large, padding section large. Okay, cool. Now what I'm going to go ahead and do is add in another div here. I'm going to do Valentine's intro content. And I'm going to go ahead and do another div here, and then do a paragraph for that. So we're going to go ahead and do, this is going to be a max width large as well. Let's do an extra large. And I don't actually have, I made this style. So right now we're going to have a size of 2 rem. Okay. So this one is going to be text size extra large. What do we got? 1.5. Not quite. Text. Text style. Let's do heading. Heading style. Let's try H4 at 2 rem. Perfect. All right. And here we're going to go ahead and grab all my text. I'm going to move this into Webflow. Perfect. And it came with my emojis and everything. So later on, I'm going to do an animation here, and I can probably do a short video and show you how I tackle that animation. But just for the sake of getting something live and showing something here, we'll go through development, right? Okay, so now we got part of this done. And why I gave this a content intro is just because instead of adding all these margins and so on, I'm actually just going to make this a flex box. So then again, there's no right or wrong way to do this. Let's just align this to the top. Let's do this vertical actually. We'll stretch this out, and then we'll give this a space of, let's see what we got here. We got 5 rems. All right, so 5 rem. Cool. Now the next div we're going to go ahead and do here is, now we're going to go ahead and do Valentine's intro lower content. Okay. And then I'm going to go ahead and throw an image in here. Okay. And next, we're going to go ahead and throw another heading in here as well. So I'll just do an H1, but it'll probably be more like an H3 or something like that, or H2 actually. All right. And then we'll do heading style. So H3 should be 3 rem. So let's do heading style H3. So let's go ahead and create this one here. I'm going to go ahead and pull this back down to like 700. Perfect. Because that is the weight here. And this is a 3.5 rem. So let's do 3.5 rem. 3.5 rem. Okay. Cool. I'm going to copy this as well. And then we're going to have our text in here. All right. So now, again, what I'm going to go ahead and do is make this a flex box. I'm going to upload. I did not export this image here. But what I can do is actually, let's go ahead and just, let's port this over here. What we want to go ahead and do is mark this for export. Let's go ahead and do a JPEG. And we'll export this here. And so what I'm going to go ahead and do real quick is do my put this right here in the parent folder. Cool. Open that up. All right, we got our placeholder image. And what I can go ahead and do is use Webflow's compression. Hopefully it doesn't obliterate it. Okay, now here we are. All right, so now we have our image here. So what we can do is we can actually go to the assets. And if this doesn't work, then what I'll go ahead and do is I'll look and see how the image quality looks. If it's okay, then I'll leave it as is. But if not, then what I'll do is I'll go ahead and recompress it manually. So we do want to go ahead and select this image, compress there. And then that'll let me know when it's done. But okay, now what we're going to go ahead and do is reverse this order. So the text is first where the image is second. And what I also did here was I did set this to be about 3 rem padding in between, space in between here. So we got our rem, our gap, 3 rem, and there we go. Now the last thing is actually I do want to set the content to be lower aligned. Now that is going to get me how this looks right here. Perfect. So the image takes up that space, the heading is right here, and so on. Okay, so now we got this piece of content. Now these are actually pretty easy to make. Of course, we'll have our own little vector SVG here, but the rest of this is pretty simple to do. And in fact, we can even use a Relume component for this as well, I believe. So we'll go here to our main wrapper. I'm going to go ahead and go to our feature sections. Actually, I believe I did use one. So this is layout 293. So let's take a look. Let's do 293 and perfect. We have this here. So again, grab our main wrapper, add this in, and here we are. And now the next thing we got to do is, because it's missing in this component, and that's perfectly okay, is we do need to go ahead and add a heading section here. So we're going to grab this. I'm going to make this a margin bottom. Cool. And then we'll do margin small. Actually, okay, I forgot. Since I converted this over a while back, I do have a class issue. Margin medium, let's look at. So what do we got here? 2 rem. What's that spacing? That is 5 rem actually. So it's not going to do that. So it's going to do margin. I'll do large. I don't know if I really want to have 5 rem, but that'll work for now. So now we need to go ahead and add our heading again. So we'll go ahead and add our H2 here, and then I'm going to make this heading style H3 since it's going to be my bigger one for now. Cool. Showing some love is easy. Yes, it is. All right. I think there's some margin tiny, right? Margin extra small. Okay. Okay. So I don't need these button groups. So I'm going to take this one out. Then from here, just to fix that, I'm just going to go ahead and copy and paste these all. Make my life a little easier. Actually, before I do that, let's go ahead and make that little little div that I'm going to do up here. So this is going to be on the top of the item. We are on layout 293. We're going to do our underscore, and then we're going to do, I'll just do number. Why not? So from here, I have this as 48 divided by 16 is width. That should be 3 rem. Okay, cool. 3, and then by 3 rem. That should give me, oh, sorry, a square like so. I'm actually going to make this background. So I don't have I'm not using a, what do you call it? A variable here just because it's a custom color. And I'm just going to go ahead and copy that color here. Because this is the color that's really only going to be existing on this page itself. So for that reason, I'm just going to go ahead and type in a color like so. And then what we're going to go ahead and do is take this, oops. We're going to go ahead and take this, and we're going to give this a really large radius of circle there. And then since this is a custom class, I'm going to go ahead and set its own spacing on this as well. And I'm only doing that because I don't want to have a bunch of wrappers everywhere. I will do this 1 rem. Perfect. Now inside of this, we do want to go ahead and add a text block. Boom. And then we'll just put it with the number 1. Okay. And then here, we're going to go ahead and turn this into a flex box, and then center, center. And then now this item is here. Now this number, if I remember correctly, yep, this one is going to be 2 rem. So this should be like a heading style, I think H4 or H5. I'll do that. So heading style H5, I believe, is 1.5. Oh. Heading style H4. Yeah, 2 rem. Perfect. Okay. Now that we have that, we can copy and paste our items in here. The last one is actually going to be pretty easy. So we'll grab this SVG. I'm going to copy as an SVG. And then we have our SVG tool here. So we'll take this SVG import and I'm going to paste that here. Done. Boom. All right. Now update the number. And here we are. Now the SVG itself, what I'll go ahead and do is set a size on that. I think I have this as, I'll do layout 293 part. Okay. We're going to do 2 rem. What's the width here? Perfect. Yep. All right. So now 4 easy steps and we can make your loved one's day. So we'll go step 2, step 3. Okay. And then here, we're gonna go ahead and grab our text. Choose which drink you want delivered. Write something special. And then we're gonna have, these are 1.5 grams. So I'm gonna set these down a little bit. Cool. And then make your soup fix day. Great. So we'll do text size. I think extra large is 1.5. That's perfect. And do text weight. Do semi bold. Yeah. That'd be great if you can actually like copy classes. Because then now I got to do all this. So I'll just do this just so all the styles can be in there. Copy that. Copy that. Boom. Copy that. And copy that. Cool. So delete the duplicates of the wrong ones there. And that's it. Cool. Then now we have our paragraph. So we have our text here. Again, I'm gonna copy this over. Get rid of warm up some. All right. So now we've made our steps here. Cool. Now, the next thing we're going to do is add this banner. And this one's actually pretty easy here. So I'm going to go ahead and I may already have, oh, I used to have a banner in place, but I don't anymore. Let me see if I do have it, actually. Location, menu, sign up. Nope. All right. So we're going to go ahead and do is go back to Relume, go back to banner. And we're going to use, yeah, one of these guys here. And again, I'm going to go ahead and add my main wrapper, add the banner to the bottom here. That's already, okay. So I did have that one before, which means that all of the stuff was set. What ended up happening to this image? Shrink down to 48 kilobytes. Cool. So that means I would now need to restyle it, I guess. So so this one, I'm going to take the same color here. I'm going to have this in the background, set that. We're not going to have a lower, oops, sorry. We're not going to have a lower effect here. So this is going to be the components, and this has a little lower bar. That's going to go away. Let's just preview this real quick. Okay, so there is an issue here because I actually styled the wrong component. So what I want to do is actually style the background of the wrapper itself. That way it stays across everything here and I can remove the code there. Cool. Yep, so then that way there's a seamless transition between the two. Great. Now, all I got to do here is take limit of quantities. Okay. Limit quantities available. Act now to avoid heartbreak. All right. So what I'm going to do here is get rid of these. We've got 5 in total. 4, 5. Boom. Got this one. Paste that. Oops. And then we'll just paste the new ones in there. Sorry. Avoid heartbreak. And then we got one more limited quantities available. There you go. Now, again, to make things even simpler, is we got the 2 marquees. We'll just remove one, take one, paste it in there. And now that should be set. So actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to change things up a little bit. So on this one, I'm going to move this one first. Then move this one. Let's see how that looks. And I'm doing that, so now it says the same thing, limited quantities available, act now. So it just kind of keeps repeating itself. But we'll see how it kind of gets over here to the other side. Make sure there's no duplicates, and it looks like I'm in the clear. Okay, now I got one more. Let's see what that does to my next one here. If it messes up all my spacing. Yeah, that really butchers up the spacing. I'll leave this as is for now. Okay, so I had an issue with the recording, but I'm continuing on development here, so just on a new file. So right now we're going to go ahead and work on our next section. So this is going to be, okay, so it's going to be this component section here with the drinks. So layout 423. All right, so what we're going to do here is we are going to go ahead and do this as a collection list. So we're going to have our library, layout 423. Let's copy that. Same thing, put it inside of our main wrapper. Okay, so there is, if you rename this component, remember to update the class in HTML and embed hover content. All right. Let's get rid of this. Let's take a look at some of this custom code. I was actually going to do this with GSAP. I didn't know that there was code in here. Okay, we got our hover content here. So script, jQuery. All right. Okay, I may leave this. I may change it. We'll see. So right now we'll do go ahead and get rid of the tagline. Don't need that. Same thing. Don't need that. Okay. So what we're going to do here is actually, well, let me make sure that the code, so you got content, each card is laid out the same. Perfect. And just understand the code again in case I need to adjust anything. Okay, you got inactive, .inactive, document ready function. Okay. Yeah. This looks good. Cool. There's nothing too crazy going on here. So essentially it's just adding and removing the class inactive, and there's just some CSS transitions, I imagine, for that. So what we're going to go ahead and do is turn this into a, not so much a collection list, but a product list. So I'm going to take this here, okay, and then right now I need to do collection or product. I think a collection list. And then we need to go to our products. Cool. And we're gonna have a bunch in here, right? So we don't want that. So I'm gonna go to show all settings here, and then I'm going to filter, add filter where the special switch is on, save. It should come back with 3, perfect. All right, so now what we're gonna go ahead and do is we're gonna go ahead and label this. Let's move my code so I can just see some of the names here. So the layout card, layout row, this is the row here, and then the component is the grid. Okay, so it's just one big grid. All right, so I will, I guess, just do right here, layout 423 row. Oh, 423, my bad. Row. Yep. And then what we're going to do here is do our layout 423 card. Okay. Layout 423 card. Boom. All right. And then what we can do is we can take our card content. So we have this here, copy and paste this, and then take this, copy and paste that. All right. And we should have the same content here. And if I hover over this real quick, okay, this one is not working. All right. Layouts for 23 components. Oh, there's also an animation applied. I forgot. You get interaction. You got card hover in, and hover out. Okay. This is on the card itself, so let's see that. Boom. On the trigger, mouse hover. Custom animation. Hover in, and then on hover out, start animation. Hover out. Okay, let's do that. All right, there we go. So now what we should be able to do is not delete this original components. Let me just move it out here. Let me take this and let's go ahead and remove this. And that should not break my code. Okay, and actually let's publish this to the Webflow IO domain. Sign up CTA. I don't want to mess up those right now. I'll just try this. All right. Text from product. We're going to do the name. Okay. And then I'm going to grab my description. So right now I'm going to go ahead and wrap this in a link block. So that way I can take this to the current product. There you go. And then what we're going to do is take the card contents, and I need to grab our image. So we have our image wrapper here. It's the overlay. Get image from products, and then boom, we got main image. Great. However, I don't like how these are so tall. So let's take a look at this. We got our card itself, settings, style. Height is 100% of what? We got row. And you got the components, but that was already styled. The image wrapper is 100%, and the contents is minimum height 70 VH. That's what it is. So let's take a look at our back at our product here. We got the card at a height of, let's see here, about 40 rem. So let's try that instead. Minimum height, let's do 40 rem. There we go. I think I like that a little better. Yeah, that's perfect. Okay, and then what I'm also going to do is match this background to a little bit more of what we had it. So actually, I think right now I'm going to make this transparent. See how that looks. Okay, looks like there is something set here, so I'll just do that. Back to my interactions. On the card itself, the out, let's see what we got. Card content bottom, and the overlay. All right, on the hover out. So maybe let's make it a little lighter. So maybe like 25. Let's try that. I think I like that a little better. 25. Maybe even like a 20 to be honest. Then what I'll do is I'll also set this overlay to the same 20. I didn't have an overlay in the original one, but I think it looks a little better on, it's kind of looking here person. Okay, now there's still one more thing that's going to happen. Let's take a look at the custom code. Okay, what do we do with hover in? So we start, that's why. The overlay and the opacity, let's put it back to 20. Okay, that should fix our animation issues. Yeah, perfect. Awesome. And then I might go ahead and add the price here. I think I added the price into, yeah, $, early bird pricing. So it's going to be the same style as this one here. Oop, not bad. Save. Let's do this one, style H5. Heading style H5. And then let's take this and let's get the name from the price. There you go. Great. So now we add in our text from our design here. And then really you just got Valentine. Probably a typo. Valentine. I can't change it here. That's fine. I'll change it over there. Day treats. Cool. Let's get rid of that. And get rid of that. Then fix our text here. That. Okay, and lastly, we got a simple CTA. Okay, so CTA 25 is the name of this one here. So we're going to go ahead and grab this, and then I'm going to do CTA, and then we got 25. Copy that, and let's grab our main wrapper, paste it, and here we are. Now remember, I have my custom button, so the button arrow on it. Okay. So now we have our text here. Okay, and then I'm going to do first 10 orders. I'm going to go ahead and do a span. I'm going to do text color red. Okay. And then I'm going to take that same red we used earlier here. The wrapper. I guess I probably could put it in a variable. But since I'm only using it on this page for Valentine's, I'm not. Oops, that is not the right color. So this one, I'm gonna unlink this. The first 10 orders. Hey. And then I'll do special price of just $20 right there. And we'll do the same span, and then we'll do text color red again. All right, then we got the birds get the bliss. And then one last thing is we do have our SVG. So same thing, I'm gonna copy as SVG. Let's go back to our Webflow app. And here we're gonna go do our SVG import. Really awesome tool. Paste that. There we go, done. Okay, now obviously it's let's copy that. Let's take our path here. Let's do, what do we got? I think heart. So let's do CTA 25. Let's do heart. Cool. So that way I can actually set the height to what I want it to be. So let's do forem. Perfect. Take this here. We got text align center. Let's move this here. Go on the inside, see what happens. Oh yeah, perfect. I don't have to do anything to it. Now I just need to make it red. So the color, let's try that. Let's see what happens. And easy enough. Cool. All right. So now we have our landing page developed here. Oh, so now we have our landing page developed here. So let's go ahead and go to publish real quick. I don't mind pushing it to publish because it, I call it, I'm not promoting it yet, so. All right, so we have our development here. Awesome. Awesome, got our drinks, got our work here. Okay. Now, one more thing I can do that I didn't actually do in our design to improve this is actually do a different banner as well. So, or some sort of pop-up. So what we can do here is we can actually take a new banner. Take something like this right here, banner 8. Let's go ahead and go back to my main nav, paste this in there. Let's move this up to the top. So just close all of these. So my life is a little easier. Okay, we got my section header here. All right. I don't think you know what? Let's do the same heart. Let's do that. Why not? PTA path. Get rid of that. Okay, so let's do a different class here. So duplicate class, and we're gonna do banner 8. Okay, and we're gonna do this to like 3 or 2 even. Make it a little smaller. Cool. So we'll do pricing for first 10 orders. Okay, get rid of that, but I actually want this size, this text size to be a little larger here. Move that, and then I'm going to do text size extra large. Cool. Same thing, we'll do our button here. Do order now. Great. And get rid of this button. You have that. Cool. And then we're going to have our banner components. So now we'll take our color. We'll reset that. Looks like some variables in the past. I'm going to take my red here. Actually, I can't do that red. Maybe we'll go ahead and do this white. Let's try that. So I'm going to go ahead and change the color of this whole component. I'm going to do the background. Try white. That should catch some attention here. Yeah. And in here, I'm going to do my text color dark. Yep, perfect. See what that looks like. All right. Now this should take you, okay, so now we need to set up our buttons. To the order now, I'm actually going to put this here, section layouts. I'm just going to do an ID of actually I'm going to put on the banner. And the reason why is I want the banner to go ahead and show. I'm going to do this as order. Okay. So I'm going to grab this, and then I'm going to change this to order. Same thing here, order. And then the learn more is actually going to be here, intro. Okay. The only other button we have is going to send us back up here to order. Let's take a look at these. So we got order now. Yeah, perfect. All right. Now let's take a look at mobile and the other tablet sizes. This one, at this point, I think tablet and below, I really want this to be a vertical. Yeah, that's perfect here. And then it's probably going to follow suit here. So on mobile here, what I'm probably going to go ahead and do is do this at 100%. Let me see here, max with large. Honestly, what if I move that class? That's what's messing me up here. Margin bottom, margin X. So yeah, again, I have this margin bottom 2, margin, let's just do extra large. I don't think it needs to be that large. There we go. I had an old class from how I built this thing years ago, and it duplicated and overrid it, so I have to use this one for now until I go back and scrap and redo everything. So anytime I have margin bottom, I have some issues. Margin bottom 2. Margin small, I think is what it was. Cool. Okay. All right. I think that is about it for the dev. Now, the last thing would be to add a little bit of animations here. And I might make that a separate video using Slater. All right, guys, thank you for watching, and hopefully that helped you develop pretty quickly using Relume. I didn't go over the design phase on this one, but I wanted to quickly show, developing now, especially with some of Relume's new tools and what some improvements Relume's done in 2024. Now, next, I'm going to do a build as well using, as I rebuild this, and it's going to be using Relume's variables that have been updated with Client-First. And so that's going to be something pretty interesting to see.